here from A Close Heart Experience. Long time no talk. I told you I was going to be gone for a hot minute. I am so sorry. Hey, what you think of that, like, tri-colored hair? I think there's like 50 colors in there. We're getting it fixed soon, after tax season. I think I have an appointment the 28th. Yeah. So we'll be looking more presentable about them. Right now, I'm in my little hobbit hole doing nothing but taxes. So you can tell by my bloodshot eyes that, yeah, I got big eyes, sorry. Yeah, all I've been doing is staring at a computer screen. So I really apologize for being gone so long, guys. That wasn't my intention. I was hoping I could even at least get shorts out. And this year, it's just been impossible. It's been a kind of an odd tax season for me. I've handed out a lot of hefty tax bills, and I've done a lot of returns before the extension dates. I've just been piling one out after another, and it's been just been a little different. I'm really tired. I'm looking forward to sleeping in on the 16th. I don't care what client needs what. Sorry, not available that day. And as for a little update, I did get my tickets. I'm not sure if I told you in the last video. So I'm going to that concert, and I'm going by myself. I am so damned excited. Gonna roll the window down, play the music I want, and I'm not answering my phone for like 4 or 5 days. It's gonna be the best. I can't wait. I am a little disappointed in myself, though. There was a hotel I wanted to stay at, but it was really cheap per night, too, and I think it's because they can't keep their clientele overnight because of ghosty ghosts. But I really wanted to stay there. I really wanted to see the history of the hotel. I really wanted to do this. And I'm staying in this town for 2 days. And so I thought I get 2 nights at this, you know, dead people hotel. I chickened out. I decided instead of having to find a hotel at the last minute for the second night, because I had scared the BBs out of me the first night, that I should probably just stick to what I'm used to. No point in not sleeping for 48 hours, right? When you're on the road. But I get to see Shinedown. I get several hours by myself in a car, just quiet, me, wind, and scenery. I am super excited, super excited. But let's get into it. So for those of you that are new, thank you. We will try not to scare you off. I can't make any promises. I've got a mouth on me, and I've got some pretty strong opinions. So if you'd like to throw your strong opinions my way, I would greatly appreciate it. I'd love to have a discussion. Without the yelling and fighting, of course. I just like to have a discussion. For those of you that have been here for a while, thank you so much. Please hit the like, share, subscribe button. I love my little family here and would do just about anything for most of you. Yeah, there's a few. Today's topic, you got to pick your battles. How I came up with it. It was a hard lesson I had to learn. An extremely hard lesson I had to learn. I'm kind of a control freak. I like to have things in an orderly fashion. I like to have things organized. I like to know where things are. I don't like it when things are lost. And maybe that's part of being an accountant. I like to know where every piece of paper is. If something's lost, ooh, I'm going to go cross-eyed. And everything has to be scanned. Just in case you lose that one piece. There's always a backup, you know. I'm not real good with surprises. If it's a good surprise, yeah, but lately in life, if it's been a bad surprise, I'm kind of over it. I am. I'm kind of at a crossroads where I don't want any more surprises. All the surprises I've seen have not been good ones. And especially with John's stroke and doctor's appointments and this office and doing this and that, I've always tried to control everything. Nope, this has got to be done by this date. This has got to be done by that date. This is... And let me tell you, I failed miserably just about each and every time. Each and every time I thought I had something under control, I was wrong. The universe, God, whatever you want to, put label on it, your label. For me, it's God. Always had different plans to show me where I was mistaken. And my mom always says, God only gives you what you can handle. But then she'll add, I just wish he didn't trust me so much. Amen. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, we also have a joke that I'm always arguing with God, and she always tells me, Jennifer, be careful. And I said, Mom, he made me this way. He has to expect it, right? I just have lots of questions. Lots of questions. And most of them start with why. But even with the office, I get up every morning. I have a perfect plan in my head for today. It's going to go exactly like I suspect, and there isn't going to be any surprises. There isn't going to be any problems. I'm going to get 20 returns done today, and life is going to be hunky-dory. I don't think I've had one day like that since I opened this place in 2018. Not one. Not one. You get to the office, the employees have 100 questions. Then the clients start calling with their 100 questions. And by the time everybody leaves between 5 and 6, I'm exhausted. And I might get 4 or 5 tax returns done that day instead of 20. And there's always other irons in the fire too. There's new clients calling. There's rush jobs that have to be done immediately. This kind of stuff. There's always... So my perfect plan is never perfect. It's always got a little side hitch to it. But this can be applied in other areas of life. I used to hang on to people. You love them. You want to hang on to them. You want to keep them in your life. And I would do whatever I could. That's what makes me an overgiver. That's what makes me a people pleaser. That's also a battle I no longer want to choose. If somebody wants to leave your life, let them. I can't tell you how many... It didn't really start until my 40s. I have never lost a friend. I've always hung on to friends. It's been a long time. I've known people since we were like 3 or 4. But I fought it. I love these people. I wanted to keep them in my life. I wanted to keep them in my world. But I gotta tell you, once they were gone, I didn't realize how messed up my world was with them in it, if that makes any sense. There was a lot of deep, heavy sighing, heavy releases. And even with John's medical, there is an element of you that will try to control it. I'm going to show up at this time. I'm going to be there from here to there. And then I'm going to go to the office. I'm going to do this. I'm going to... That's not how life works. I get there and the doctor would say, hey, can you stay for a little bit? I'm going to go talk to this person. Then I'm going to come back and give you an update. And so even though I thought I'd be there for 3 hours, I ended up being there 5 or 6 hours. That kind of a thing. My glasses are really sliding today. Sorry. As much as we try to control, we really have no control over anything. There's a fine line between control and sanity too, I think. The more you try to control, the worse it's going to be. And you have to pick your battles. You cannot, for instance, with people leaving your life, I used to fight and fight and fight and fight and fight to keep people in my life. I cared about them. I want to know how they were doing. Most of them I've loved in one way, shape, or form or another. But then one day I kind of woke up and I said, why am I the only one who's fighting for this relationship? And I'm not talking just love relationships. I'm talking friend relationships, family relationships, while I'm allowing them to throw me under the bus, to treat me the way that they're treating. No. I've got people who actually want me around, who actually want me in their lives, love me. Why am I fighting for the ones that don't? And when I quit fighting these battles and realized that, hey, you know, I might be a chunky monkey. I might be a control freak. I'm funny as heck, though, let me tell you. And I might work most of my life, but I love and care with all my heart. I don't care if you're my mother, my brother, my sister, my friend, my cousin, whatever. I will love you even if you're not in my life. And I'm learning sometimes it's a hell of a lot quieter and a hell of a lot better if you just let those people go. Don't fight to keep them. Don't keep checking on them. Don't let them check on you. I mean, I've even had people, well, why haven't I heard from you? Why haven't I heard from you? I have always been your mom. Always been the aunt. Always been the one checking on people. You know where I live just as well as I know where you live. And if I've checked on you for 15 years and the only time is you answer me is when I check on you, I'm done. I'm done. And there's another sentence to this. When you're having a conversation with somebody, and this goes both ways. I have clients, I have friends, I have family. Out of pleasantries, out of manners, I guess, I will always ask how you're doing. I mean it when I ask it. Most people come back and they will ask you the same thing, but they don't mean it. They're doing it as a pleasantry. I think I talked about this in another video. But I've noticed a pattern lately of self-absorption. And it's kind of, it's getting really bad. People are very hung on themselves. And I know I've talked about this in other videos. I know we've discussed it 1,000 times. Holy gray balls. I need to get that fixed. Yep. It's getting there. I think April 23rd. But, what I'm trying to say is the conversation always goes back to them. It doesn't matter if it's texting, calling, or talking on the phone. It's always about them. Releasing that battle, yeah, it has brought happiness into my life. Not fighting that battle, not trying to feel important in their eyes. I've had people literally in the same breath ask me, how are you doing? And then do a 10-sentence paragraph on how they're doing. Not even have the chance to ask them. And what I've noticed is, back in the day, it used to be a thing where the people that were close to you, you shared everything with. You'd call them up and maybe over a cup of coffee, sit down and chit-chat about the day's events or whatnot. But nowadays, it's like anybody who's willing to listen, they will blab their story to. And it's become such an epidemic that, one, a lot of it sounds like lies. Two, so many people have heard it that maybe the person telling the story can't remember the original lie. And it's just drama. It's just drama. And it comes down to, it's added drama on your plate. And that's what I'm talking about, picking fights that you can't win. I have tried and tried and tried to show people that I care, to show people that I'm there, to show people that, and some people are so blinded by themselves, their entire self and their life circumstances, that they don't see it. And they judge you. They, however you want to put that into words, but they don't see your value until you walk away. And then once you walk away, they're right back wanting a little bit more. Hey, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I need you in my life. And you're the one that answers all my questions. You're the one that listens to me. This is one of those battles that I'm no longer picking. If you want me in your life, you will show me the same respect that I show you. If you don't, find somebody else. And this comes down to clients too. I give a lot of my time away for free. If somebody has quick questions and I got quick answers, I don't bill the client for it. There have been times I've talked to a client for 2 hours on the same subject. This year, I've had about 5 clients that didn't understand the concept I was trying to explain to them. So over the course of the month, different emails back and forth, and not the same subject, just different nodules off of each little. I have taken the time to maybe re-explain it 2 or 3 times until they understood. Because I don't want them signing a return. I don't want them feeling uncomfortable by using me as their accountant. And the people that I do this for are the people who respect me the same way I respect them. They pay timely. They're not paying me 8 months later. They're extremely gracious, extremely thankful. That's the kind of clientele I want. I want both of us helping each other. I want both of us communicating. Communication is key in any relationship you're in. If you're hiding something or not speaking, people can sense that. People can feel it. And it's a huge, I don't want to say turn off, because I'm talking about friends and clients, but I have denied clients on the basis of they came in and I didn't feel right. I felt like something was off. I felt like money was being hidden, or you got to learn to pick your battles. It's not sorry, my hair is just all over today and it's kind of irritating the crap out of me. But I have to get up every day. I have to live with everything that I do in this office. And I used to just take every client that walked through the door. Not anymore. I'm very choosy. Extremely choosy. If you come off a little cocky and a little jerky, you're going to have to find somebody else. Because a lot of my clients I look at as family. They're not just friends. They're family. They're not really clients. And some of my clients I have known for 25 plus years. So it's important to me to have a relationship with my clients. I'm not a typical business where get them in, get them out. I don't want that at all. And I've had a few arguments with a few clients that I have taken in when I knew I shouldn't have, and it's always ended badly. And that's another way of picking your battles. You got to go with your gut. And if something feels off, if somebody feels off, even if it's somebody you've known for a while, your mental stability, your everyday life depends on not picking those battles. And even, I got a wonky hair right there. Yeah, it just, you guys know it does what it wants. See, it's just stands on its own, has a mind of its own. I should have been a peacock or a Sasquatch in another life. I don't know. It is what it is. Excuse me, allergies. But my point is, there's only so many things we can't control. And once you release that control, you'll realize that life's a lot easier. You cannot change anybody. You cannot fix anybody. And I'm not saying people can't change, but my experience is it takes a hot minute. And you can explain this to other people. You can, like, for instance, I talk to a lot of 20-something-year-olds. I'm Aunt Jen to a lot of people. And as we've talked about on this, the dating scene nowadays is not what it used to be. And no thank you. I don't want any part of it. It is apparent that if something happens to my husband, I will live alone the rest of my life. Oh, I don't know how you guys do it. But one thing I'm hearing a lot from them is the mask wearing. Like, you think somebody is something, and 6 months later, like a switch goes off, they get comfortable or something crazy comes out. And I've known people, because they feel invested in it, where they just hang on. Don't hang on. Life's too short. Life is way too short. And I have tried to explain to some of these, you know, you could hang on for 30 years, but after 30 years, are you going to look back and say, what the hell did I waste 30 years on? And when you're young, you think you have all the time in the world. Trust me. You are not going to fix that person. That person has to fix themselves. And if you think you're going to fix that person, you have just as many problems as that person does. I thought I could fix everybody. I really did. But the whole time I wasn't realizing it was me that needed the fixing. I needed to quit fixing people. Or attempting to. And I now know that people basically need to learn the lessons on their own. You can tell them till you're blue in the face, hey, I went through this. I went through something similar. And I'm going to tell you it's not going to end up really good. So you might want to listen to me. They don't. They usually choose the same path you do. And instead of getting upset about it, all you can say is, I support you in anything that you do. And when that time comes, you can be that shoulder. But ruining a relationship over somebody's current decision is not a battle you want to pick. And that kind of sums up my talk for today. We are not here to judge others. We are not here to fix other people. We are not here to control every atom on this planet. We're not. I think we're here to learn lessons. And if you remember being that age, if you remember dating, or maybe you're dating now, we didn't make the sound decisions. In fact, that Garth Brooks song, I Thank God for Unanswered Prayers, goes through my mind just about every dang day. There are some that, I wanted, so terribly badly. I was going to marry him, we were going to have that castle in the mountains and live happily ever after. Thank you, God, for not allowing me to make that mistake. Thank you. Because the stuff that has transpired in the meantime in their lives, woo-saw. I'm glad that was a battle I didn't pick. But, and I'll end this right here because I'm getting a little long-winded. Maybe it's because I haven't done a video in a while. When you quit trying to micromanage everything in your life and stop choosing battles that you can't win, you would be surprised how much happier you'll be. You'll be surprised at how much easier life is. And how much less you're wasting on worries you can't control. I've worried about people 3,000 miles away from me. I've worried about people across the globe from me. I have tried to help people across the globe from me. And the basis of most of those burdens that you're picking up are their problems, not yours. And I'm not saying that to be cold-hearted, but why do you feel the need to pick up the burdens that they've created in the first place? Why do you feel the need to fix that? When maybe part of their life lesson is to fix it themselves. I don't know, guys. I have just learned the hard way that the fewer battles I pick, the better life is. I have one last story for you that is really irritating me this week. When John first had the stroke, this is one of the battles I picked with the cable company today. When he first had the stroke in 2019, we had cable. We still had the cable box back then. Right after his stroke, they decided to change it to streaming, and we had to buy Amazon Firebox or something like that to get their new app, you know. Do you know what it's like to teach somebody who has lost the label on every item on this planet how to reuse a TV system that they have never ever seen before, for one, and don't understand the words that you're saying to them? It literally took up until about a year ago, I think, for him to get around safely in it. So, we just finally got used to this new streaming device, right? Get a letter in the mail that they're canceling this streaming platform, and we have to go somewhere else. We have to find a different platform. In the last week, I have subscribed to YouTube TV, Hulu Live, DirecTV streaming, something with an S, something with a T, even Prime Live. We looked at that. One thing I will say to you streaming TV people, it's very difficult to teach, one, old dog new tricks, but definitely people with big brain injuries, how to find your stupid guides so that they can see what's on TV. Hulu Live had to go through 5 steps. Do you think he can remember how to do that? No. I can, but it took me a couple of turns of doing it before I could figure it out enough to tell him. And I'm not ignorant when it comes to technology. And I get that most people search and do full series in one sitting. But the only comfort he has is the TV on all day. And guess what? I'm not plugging DirecTV because I think they are freaking outrageous expensive. I am so tired of all these stupid entertainment costs. Because they're more than the cable streaming was. I'm a little infuriated by it. Anyhow, it was the only one where he could get to the guide in 2 steps. So that's what I'm forced to use. I just wish programmers that are setting up these streaming devices and trying to get more clientele and stupid ass cable internet companies would stop and think about what's actually happening. And I'm not saying they need to hang on just because one person like myself, but needs to not, or doesn't have the time to teach her husband how to use a new service. That's not what I'm saying. My first problem was they wouldn't prorate it. Yeah, they told me to switch, and because they were going to shut it off in early spring. Well, it's April. No, that's early spring. And I went and found a different setup, got him using it, call the cable company and they're like, oh, well, it's good till the 24th of April. We don't prorate because you chose to disconnect. No, you are forcing me to disconnect. There's a huge difference. Freaking people. That's all I'm going to say. They're ripping you off one way or another. And it's literally to change is costing me $300 in 1 month. But we're not prorating. Sorry for the inconvenience, Jennifer. However, I could have went with a cheaper version. I could have made him suffer through learning. But this was a battle I didn't want to pick. This was a fight I didn't want to fight. Because I have bigger dogs in the races all day long. And his comfort and ease of use is what's important. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. But hey, if you're a programmer, if you work for some of these companies, could you stop and think about what you're doing to the elderly system? And I get that they have to learn or just move on. I understand that. But when things change so rapidly and so quickly, and those of us teaching them have to go over and over and over and over, and some of us long distance. Yeah. Sometimes I'd rather take a hot poker to the eye. That's all I'm saying. Okay, guys. I'm going to leave this at that. It's been a little bit longer. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm going to go ahead and probably post this for Wednesday. I will not have a video out on Thursday, but I will try to do something for Saturday. I want you to know that I love you all. I know times are really tough right now, money-wise. Hang in there. What goes down has got to come back up, right? Like a bouncy ball. And I know that's backwards from the normal saying. I'm trying to be optimistic about this. And I think if we do it together and talk about what we're suffering through, I think the world would be a better place. So put that smile on, put your boots back on, get up the next day, and let's do this. Again, I love you all, and I'll try to do something for Saturday. Have a most wonderful evening. Bye.